Yo, yo, yo. What's
Hey
up, Tris?
everybody. Yes. Dungeon Meet in the house.
Yeah.
Live and direct from Portugal and Leeds. Here we are,
Yes,
beaming
what's up,
direct to
everybody?
your living rooms.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Mm.
Before we get started, I just want to make sure that the people in the chat room on Discord can hear us, that everything is fine with the sound, because then we can just roll with it. There's not going to be any problems. I'm just going to go on the chat on Discord. I don't think there's going to be a chat on YouTube. It's only for the chat on the community here. So
Send us some smoke signals. Let us know it's all working. Come on.
can you hear us fine? All right, almost there. Have you had a good day, bro?
I've had a great day. I've just been obviously floating down from Glastonbury since we had an amazing time there. Dungeon Meet in the meat rack was epic, and everything else that was in Block 9 was just mind blowing. So, kind of just been orbiting my anus for the last few days, but now I'm back on the planet, and yeah, just obviously happy to be here. And checking out all this new juice that we've got from
Sick.
this
So,
last competition, which was quite fruitful, I'd say.
yeah, it was. It was. Hi, everybody. I can see in the chat. They can hear us. Hi, Salami. Hi, Mance. Sweet. Everybody who's tuned in, big up. So, this is the Track Assassins Deliberation. The day has come. It took us a while to be able to listen to everything. We had like 74 tracks, and
A
Tristan and I
lot.
were really busy on the road, and so but we did find time to check it out, and we were really pleasantly surprised with the quality of the tracks this time.
Yeah, it seemed like everybody really kind of, got stuck into it. They kind of, really let loose and they cut they listened to the brief and they came forward with some really hot stuff. So I was really pleased with the amount that we've got kind of shortlisted. And I suppose that's what we're here today. We're here to take everybody through the 10 tracks that we shortlisted out of the 70, what was it, 74,
74,
73?
yeah.
74 tracks. So we went through 74 tracks. We got them down to about 12, 13 tracks, and that wasn't easy. And then we had to whittle it down to 10 because otherwise you guys would be here for too long. And we just wanted to keep it nice and succinct. So we've got 10 slammers to go through, and you're here to listen to them with us. And we're going to get to listen to each one of them a bit, and we're going to obviously choose after that what we see is the best of the track assassins. So,
Yeah.
Sammy, tell us a bit about what's going to happen with the tracks. Anyway, when the tracks kind of like are chosen, what happens then?
So basically, once we've made our choice, we're really gonna try to narrow it down to four
Hmm.
because we don't want to just like go on and sign more. I think it's just fair for everybody to just like narrow it down to four. And then when that's done, it's going to basically become the forthcoming release on Dungeon Meat. These tracks are ready. We'll just need people to give us like a final mix down, and we'll be able to release it. So hopefully in
Yeah.
about like 6 months time, I'd say like it's possible that this release will be in your hands.
Yeah, and that's what makes these competitions so great for everybody because it really gives them a chance. All these, unsigned producers, even people that have got more experience, who have had tracks out before or whatever. It opens up the doors to all levels really. And what's great is that somebody that we've never heard of before can come in, can slap us around the face with a badass track, and we can be like, bam. Next thing they know, they're on Dungeon Meat, and then I've got a record, they've got a piece of vinyl there for them, and we've had it for Enter the Dungeon, which was the first competition that we did, and that was amazing. We got such a hot EP out of that, and we also discovered other artists like Azad out of it as well, who became a dungeon master as well, and has got had an EP coming out. It's got another forthcoming EP out on our new label Slabs. The same happened with the Dungeon Funk competition. We've got that to come out with the Slap Funk guys, and we've also got some offcuts from that, from artists like Dennis Quinn and stuff with like an absolute killer EP as well, and some various artist things to go on our next Weapons of Mass Destruction. So these competitions for us really, really help us to discover loads of hidden talent, and we just love it. This will be probably won't be the last that we do, because we're getting such good results out of them.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely, it's been great to just be able to open the doors and and let the new talent come in, and you know how it is. A lot of the time when we get demos, it really isn't hitting the spot somehow. I don't know why it is. I think a lot of labels have that problems, but in this case, I think this is a great way to filter through and have the passionate people, find us. And yeah, it's been really fruitful. So with that said, I'd say let's just get stuck in.
Yeah.
We'll probably listen about like 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes of each track, so you guys can hear a little bit how these tracks unfold. And the first one that we're gonna start with is by Pascal Benjamin from Amsterdam, young Padawan, part of Slap Funk Recordings.
Yeah.
First time that he enters a competition, and he knocked out a nice track. So yeah, let's just go straight into it, guys.
Let's give it a go.
Let's go. Boom.
Nice. Yeah, it's chunky. It's nice. It's good. I like it. It's not blowing me away, but it's something that I definitely think would work on the dance floor. But definitely putting that one for me in the reserves and see what else we've got. Let's go.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's good. It's got some nice vibe. It's a little bit too on the minimal vibe that I think with one from Dungeon Meat, but yeah, I think it was quite solid. There's definitely I think it's got a nice rhythm and the bass.
It's good. It's great. Is it Dungeon Meat? I don't know. Maybe not for me, but is it good? Yeah, it's wicked, solid.
Yeah. All right. Next one by our friend Timmy P from Buckinghamshire.
Timmy already has one coming out on our Weapons of Mass Destruction as well, which is a bit of a weapon, actually, isn't it? As we've been slamming that one. So, yeah, it's going to be good to check this one out.
Yeah, let's go. Cool. Nice.
Woo! That's fire.
Chunky.
Chunky, slamming, definitely got the meat and the dungeon thrown in there.
Yeah, I think it's also kind of like it's got like sort of like a minimal aspect to it. While
It's minimal, it's techy, it's got like a load of like crossover appeal to it. I think this one, like, I can see quite a lot of people playing it.
Yeah, I think regarding to the previous track, I think the previous track was also quite on a sort of like minimal kind of vibe, but I think there's certain sound that I personally sort of like distracted me a little bit. The chords, I didn't think they were fitting right to the track.
Okay.
Although the track was quite solid, but I think this one is also sort of like minimal, but it's a bit more chunky. It's a bit more sort of like that.
It's really lively. It's got like a lot of wicked drops and little drum slams and little edits and things that keep it really like kind of like moving and exciting. So for me, this is definitely up there. It's got into like, definitely on the list so far for the top 4.
Yeah.
100%.
Right. Yeah.
Out of what I've heard so far, this is like definitely in the pot for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it. It's got like a kind of sort of old school takeout sort of FXs, and it's quite trippy while it still has sort of like that.
I think on a big sound system, that's going to really kick some ass.
Yeah. We're definitely in the takeout territory, but I like it.
Yeah.
So let's go to the next one.
Timmy. Yeah.
The next one is by JoJo Mojo.
Oh, Leeds crew in the house. Oh, he's actually Sheffield on
Yeah, it
here, but
says Sheffield here.
he has actually been lurking around the shadows and strobe lights of Leeds over the past years, and we've been bumping into him on the dance floors at various night spots in the city of Leeds. So, but it's great to see him in the competition, and let's see what he's got for us.
Yeah, I'm gonna start the track a little later because I think there's a bit more things happening that deserve to be heard. So I'm just gonna do that on this one. All right, let's go. Okay. Sweet.
Beefy. It's got the funk.
Yeah, it's quite beefy. I personally think that it's not enough. I feel like he's got a really good basis. He understands sort of like, how to make a good groove and a solid bass line. But I feel like it could develop a little more. I don't feel like there's enough like musical ideas. It's good.
Ear candy.
It's a good beat. It's a good beat. It's a good bass. There's some good sort of like effects, but I think it deserves like a musical idea, a theme to sort of bring it together. Because right now it feels a little more like not like a tool. It's a bit too long to be a tool, in a way. Because it's like I don't know how long is this track? Like five.
I agree. I think with a little bit more work, it could take it to another level, or just kind of make it elevate it a bit more. But I think initially what he's done there is the kind of meat and potatoes of it is pretty solid, and I think he's turned in a good effort there. A little bit more work, like you say, a little bit more of a theme or vocal.
Maybe like an acid line or something to just
go a
little trippy.
It just needs something in that mid to top range, doesn't it? The mid to tops there, just to get that ear candy.
Range,
yeah, just to keep the ears like really interested and peaked, and that's it. But I like it, and I think it's solid. I could definitely see it, moving some booties on the dance floor. That's for sure.
Yeah, the other thing is that it's so subby and everything that I think that on a massive sound system, it could, we could understand it better. But I still think that it could be elevated a little more.
Yeah. But I mean, solid effort, JoJo. Respect.
Totally. Well done, man. You represented yourself. All right, next one. It's by Thierry. He's
Yeah.
from Utrecht.
Young talent from Utrecht. Yeah, I actually had an experience with Terry once. He handed me a USB stick on the dance floor at Lo-Fi. So this guy's he's keen. He's he's doing all the right things to kind of get his music out there. He's entered this competition. He's putting himself under people's noses and stuff. And I really like that attitude. And I think that's a good way to kind of get yourself noticed, is to kind of be in the right places and to get involved in these kind of things, and get yourself, noticed by the people you want to get noticed by. So well done for just that anyway. But let's listen to the track and see what he's saying.
Totally. All right, let's go.
Let's put on our dancing shoe and boogaloo and the barbecue in full rest. Good for you.
Yo.
Heavy.
Okay. I thought that was like, really tough, strong jam, but just something about the snares just like kept just a bit too much in my face. I needed just some taming down a little bit. It was just a little bit too much, for me. I just thought it had the power and the energy there, but then it was just like kind of getting a bit too hectic for me with those snares. So
yeah, I agree. I think I like the track. I think it's got some really good moments. I'm not sure about the arrangement. I think sometimes it kind of there's so many twists and turns and pre-drops with the different grooves. Sometimes it works, but sometimes I feel like sort of like stops the track in its tracks a bit. But yeah, the snares are, I think maybe it's a mix thing, or it needs to like doesn't need to
Yeah,
be
just
like
a bit lower. Just like the volume just down a
takes your
bit.
head off a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a bit of EQ or a bit of like volume is just going to sort that out and just make that just all kind of glued together a bit more. So it means like cat, just chopping your head off constantly. So.
But there's some brilliant moments in the
Oh,
track.
it's wicked. I mean, like, you know, again, I can imagine that bass line absolutely wobbling the speakers, you know what I mean, and proper freaking it out. So yeah, I mean, good effort, Terry. I mean, I'm digging it. I like it. In its current form, I'm not sure that it's ready to hit the shelves yet, but I think it's definitely on the right tracks.
Yeah, well done, mate. Good job. All right, let's go to the next one. Frederick Anthony from London. Let's go. Okay, so I think this track is wicked. It really is. And if it wasn't for these vocals, I would have snapped it up immediately. But I feel like this track is kind of perfect without the vocals. All the like in the second break, I think it's fine the way he uses it.
I think if he had like 90% cut of the vocals and used like 10%, peppered some of them in and out, because there is actually some really good ideas in there and some nice sounds and textures. But when it's just constantly, it's kind of like he's almost trying just to fill the gaps basically on it. And I think this track is strong enough just to kind of roll without it in parts. But I really like it. I really like the groove. I think it's like proper strong, and it would definitely hit, where it needs to hit on the dance floor. I think like less is more, a little bit of subtraction, and we've got a good track there. So I'd be open to kind of saying, look, can you do a version with that a bit less? And then maybe we got something we can work with there.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, overall in the background, I think the track's wicked. It's like
I love it.
It's kind of deep and sort of
it's rolling,
mysterious at the same time. It's slamming. It reminds me a bit of the Harry Axel tune that we did. So yeah, I like it. I think it's wicked. I just feel like the pitch down vocal and the hip hop thing is not always working. When you do all the tweaking on it and the small time stretch and the that kind of works better. But overall, I just think 90% of it. And
take the best 10% out. But I mean, like, when we just stopped it there a little bit there, the little screeches and stuff like that, that was all cool and stuff, But I think, just a little bit of a fine-tooth comb would really kind of, get that one, sort of shining a little bit more. But I think it's a great entry, Frederick, and you should be proud of yourself. Really good, strong submission. Definitely. So, well done.
Yeah, bad boy groove. I like it. Well done.
Bad boy.
Bad boy. All right, next one. Lucas Alexander. Friend from Wales.
Yeah.
Cardiff,
we already have something bubbling with Lucas as well. He's already submitted a killer track. Was it in the Dungeon Fun competition?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it didn't win. But we snapped it up. We were like, yeah. So, we've got a good rooster from Lucas already. Let's see what he rumbles up for this time. He's always coming with the bad boy bass lines and beats. So,
yeah, let's go. All right, let's go.
foolishness. And New York, goddamn y'all motherfuckers want to look good. Y'all like a big leg sounds look good. But I love sex. I love it. Can't do shit no more. And I'm blessed. I'm big boned. I'm heavy structure. I'm hung low. If I pull my shit out, this whole room get dark. Kick it!
Yes, Lucas.
Solid. Really solid. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of ready to go, really. I mean, it's got enough beef, and the drop's cool. The beats are solid. It's got plenty for keep the ears interested. I liked it. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I like it as well. I think my only like sort of like thing I would say about it is like there's so many tricks going on with like in the production and in the
Crashes, drops,
arrangement.
double kicks. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a little bit too much, and
it's a bit busy. I'd say it was a little bit busy.
Yeah,
you know.
I think it could do with like trimming down and like because I felt like for the first sort of like minute and a half things kind of flowed pretty well, but then you add another sort of like thing we hadn't heard, which you know in itself has a lot of stop and starts, and that's kind of scattered throughout the arrangement. And just overall, it feels in the end a little bit busy, almost too gimmicky for its good for its sake. And I think, maybe I would probably have a chat with you and see.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a super solid.
I think the moral of the story is sometimes here. I think what we've been seeing as a bit of a theme through a lot of the tracks is that less is more. Like hold yourself back a little bit, you know. Not things don't need to happen every few bars or every 8, every 16, whatever. You know what I mean? You can keep things interesting without sort of having like gimmicks and stuff like you said, kind of popping off all over the place.
Here it's not even too bad. You know, sometimes like people would have breaks with white noise and things that it's not even about that here. I think it's more intricate little things that feel a little bit start and stoppy as well. Like the kick comes off too many times. It kind of breaks the flow a little bit. I feel. But it's super. The beat is sick, and I like the bass line. I think it's
Lucas
very,
is he's turning into another great track.
Kind of like dungeon vibe for sure.
It's definitely in the top 5 for me so far.
I agree.
Well done, Lucas.
Yeah, well done, Lucas.
Boom.
Big shouts, bro. All right, the next one is by Mance. He's from Utrecht. Represent Utrecht. And we know Utrecht is a source of talent. As we know, our Slapfunk family is pretty much from Utrecht. So it's no surprise that there's
something that's in the water then. It's just like,
Yeah, I wonder what's in the water, man.
I know. Give me some of that.
All right, let's go and let's check the track. Yeah.
Wow, that's a dope track, man.
Yeah,
I'm feeling that.
Yeah, I'm really feeling that one as well. I think it's
That's-
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a super track, man. It's like got so much layers and it's chunky, but it's deep at the same time.
Yeah,
And,
it's got like that warm creaminess to it, but still it's got that wob, sort of like little wallop to it, which kind of like really kind of gets it straight on the dance floor.
And sometimes it's true that as soon as people add pads or chords,
It's
it
just
can-
like a no, isn't it?
It can sort of like make the track sleepy or whatever. And here, because the bass and the beats are so like chunky, it really balances it out. It's
It
great.
just feels like a proper house track, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like sort of with that kind of traditional house groove and quality to it, but then with that updated sort of modern sort of wompiness to it, which
It's
which,
soulful as well. It's got like this.
that's what I'm saying. It's got a soul to it, but it's got like the bang. It's gonna slam where it needs to
Because
slam.
sometimes even we slam it, it's like sometimes it's nice to get like something that brings back some soul, because some tracks can be a little bit like banging for the sake of taking.
It's just nice to mix it up in the set as well, to have these kind of tracks that can kind of like bring it back, or they can kind of lead the way to something else, and like you might start a bit deeper and then play something like this. It starts to level it up a bit, or it can to bring it back and still hold it there. It's a good track, and I definitely think this one should be on the EP. Myself personally, I'm thinking that's like definite for me personally.
I think you probably won yourself a spot right there.
I personally think so. I think that this track will add a nice dimension to the EP, whatever tracks are on it. It's going to be, that's a real like it's got the quality that we like to purvey in that track, and so I would definitely see that on the EP.
Yeah.
So well done, Mance. Utrecht coming on strong. Bam.
Nice. Okay, sick. Well done. Great job, Mance. And
Yeah,
obviously,
respect.
Mance is a new producer. Mance was actually.
I mean, watch out.
Yeah, Mance submitted a track with Kai, Stein, and Joseph, his friends. They're all from Utrecht, I believe, and I think they're all at a music school. And in the previous competition I did, Deeper Stays Volume 2, they submitted a collaboration, all three of them, and they secured a spot on the.
It's
the
a
record.
dope track as well. I remember you playing that, and I was like, "What the f is this? This is dope." And you were like, "It's a new one for us coming out." And Interweaved, I was like, "I've been playing that one since as well. Since you sent it to me, I've played it 3 or 4 times in my sets."
Yeah, it's
And
solid.
again, other people have been like, "What's this track?" So good things have come for these boys and this crew. I'm really excited to see what they do next. And obviously, this is a solo outing from one of them. So it's just showing me nothing but good stock, really good skills.
Exactly. And all right, everybody, give yourself a little shout out in the chat. Put a little message, and I'll give you a shout on the next one. I want to see who's listening. Next track is Raw Equipment from Utrecht again. Holland coming strong.
He's been drinking that water too.
We should probably get subtitles in Dutch or something.
I know we should do, shouldn't we? Really? He's been on that juice, man. That funky tracky juice.
Fun juice. All
Let's
right,
see
go.
what he's got to say, though.
Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, that's a really nice groove.
Solid.
I think obviously we've been actually playing some of Raw Equipment's tracks in the Martin's tracks in the past, and I like it. The only thing I'm like not so sure about this track is the bass line itself. I think that it's gonna
You mean
work.
what, the notes, the phrasing
Yeah,
of
I
it?
think
or-
some people are gonna like it, but for me, it's not the sexiest kind of bass line in a way. I don't know how to explain. It's a bit on the Dutch side, which is kind of a weird thing to say. But I feel like it's not as I don't
It's a
know.
bit bassist, that. It's a bit bass. Is that bassism? You can't be bassist.
Yeah, it's just not as sexy as I'd like it to be. There's something about it that is just not fully connecting with me on the bass line. But I still think the drums are proper.
Love the drums, love that snare, the
I like
classic
that
stuff.
little sound and that it brings after the break, like during the break. You know, it's everything is great. The vocals great. For me, just if I have like a little something to say,
Yeah.
it's the bass line,
It's-
which is kind of should be carrying the track, and I definitely can see this working, and people totally like smashing it with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great. I mean, is it my favorite Raw Equipment track that we've had? No, I don't think so. I think we've got two others that I've been playing that are like really fucking dope, and they've been going down a treat. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, like those ones are really kind of the ones that I'd rather be putting out than this one. Although it is a really, really solid entry, and I think he's done a really good job, and I can imagine it doing the damage on the dance floor. So I think in that respect, round of applause, bravo, good effort, and keep rocking those Dutch bass lines, baby.
I agree. Big shouts to Timmy P in the chat. Be fair.
Whoa.
Brandon, we had like a nice time in Unum. These boys came to Europe for a nice little holiday.
Amazing.
Slap funk. Khalid, what's up?
They got to see how we do it in Amsterdam at Brett as well, and they got to see how wild it all gets over there.
Exactly.
Hopefully that gives them some inspiration to go home and make some nasty shit like in the studio.
Big shouts to Khalid, JoJo Mojo, William Casedo. What's up? We're gonna get to you in a minute. Frederick Anthony, what's up, bro? And Thierry, of course, and everybody else in the chat. Make yourself known in the chat room so we can give you a chat. I see.
Bigger boy.
If you're watching, make sure you're leaving a little note in Discord.
Where's all the girls at as well? Where are all the girls? Where are the
know.
Assassines? Where's the Chicanas, man? Where's the girls? Come on, this isn't just about boys making tunes.
It's a bit of a
You're a girl, you're making tunes. Come on, let's get involved.
Yeah, it's a bit of a man world in here. I have to
It's
say.
a bit of a sausage factory out here. Come on, we need some.
And
Come on,
you know what?
we need some.
You know, I have like 300 members in this community, and I probably have like 6 or 7 women in total, which is, I wish there was more, but it's just like the numbers have spoken, and
we can't help, having to go through what we want, what we get submitted, but this is a call from us here at Dungeon Meat. We want to have some more feminine energy on the label. We need some females that are bringing the heat and then slamming the meat. We know you've got it in you. This is not just a boys club here. We want to have some girls on the label. We want to see what you've got to say. We want to hear what you've got to bring to the table. So don't be shy. Show us your pie, basically. That's what we're saying. You know what I mean? Get involved.
Wicked. The next one is by Pimp C, aka William Casedo from Arnhem in the Netherlands. And William has actually already released a record on Dungeon Meat, so he's a certified dungeon master.
He is certified.
Let's see what he's done for us.
I'm trying to do my thing. It's pimping over here, baby. tell you something.
Came through with that one.
This was sick.
That one.
I had to leave we listened more than usual because I think the break's really wicked as well. And yeah, from the first time I heard this track, I knew it was the one, man. It's just it's just proper, you know. It shows you the depth of.
He's definitely delivered. Yeah, it's tracky and it's definitely going to assassinate the dance floor. That's for sure. So I think he's hit the brief there with the track assassin competition.
Totally, it's super original.
Pimp C bringing it. Yeah, it's like, you know, it's not like I mean, obviously he's like used like sounds and things you might have heard before, but the way he's used them and the kind of the groove is definitely, you know, sticks out for me for sure. Again, I think this one has to hit the EP really.
Yeah,
100%. Which is kind of I mean, I don't know how many more have we got. Is this the last track?
No, we have one more track to listen to.
Okay, because it's making it hard now. Because in my head, I'm already thinking Timmy P. I'm already thinking Pimp C, and I'm already thinking the what's the other one with the boys from Utrecht?
Mance.
The boy from the what? Mance.
Yeah.
So in my head, this is what I've got going on so far. So
we got one more, so we have to check this
for
one.
me, it's the fight for the between it. It's whoever gets this fourth spot now, really. So we're listening to this next track by who?
The next one's going to be by Jesse Merlin.
Okay, by Jesse Merlin. Okay,
I just want to talk about the Pimp C track, William, because this is a really good example of what we're looking for when we're looking for music to play, because it's clever, it's an original kind of like drum programming. The vibe is sinister. Everything is just really well crafted. It's not over the top. There's no like production tricks, like he's not cutting the bass and adding white noise and holding all these things that so many people are using to spice up their tracks. This is really just like proper groove and just good vibe. And yeah, it just shows the depth of this producer. And well done, William. I'm really happy you joined this competition. You already have an EP on our label, but it's great that you just came in and you slapped this one out of the park. So well done.
Yeah, bravo,
Well
chap.
done. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, the last track is by Jesse Merlin from Seattle, USA, representing.
Okay.
Let's go. Oops.
baby. I met him, like I said, maybe 13, whatever. They was at a record store. Slim was there. The artist, the dude.
I really like this one, Jesse.
That was a nice one to end on for sure. Like, you know, it was good, you know, kind of, I was thinking like, well, it's pretty all over really. There's not going to be anything that's going to slip into that, you know, fourth spot that's left over. But this is a strong contender, I think, you know.
I think this one I really like because it's got a sort of techie edge to it, which is not like tech house. It's more like techno / dubby. Yeah. You know, there isn't anything where I feel, oh, this needs to be cut out. It's, you know, it's different from every other track that we have so far in the competition. Yeah. And I don't know, it feels like it could be like complete. It could give a nice balance to the record by having something that's more instrumental, more, you know, dub techy. It's not really dub techno, but I can hear sort of those synthy kind of like gritty sounds, and it sounds wicked in terms of sound. It's got great groove, so I personally would put it in the top 4.
Okay, so you're wanting this one in the top 4 because I like it. I really do like it. I could quite happily see it on the record, but I need to kind of have a think about what the other ones were as well that would possibly be in the top floor and see whether that is the one that is going to take it. Because I'm so into the Timmy P one. I'm really into the oh god, my mind's like fucking Civ night now. Sorry guys. Post Glastonbury, it's not really working. There's not many brain cells left there at the moment, so you'll have to excuse me. But we've got the so far in the pot. We've got the what we got. We've got the Timmy P, which we really liked. We've got the one from Utrecht. And what was the other one that I just said as well?
We have Mance, we have Timmy P, we have Pimp
C. Pimp C, yeah. For me, those three are three definites, you know. And then what else did we have in the kind of in the pot as well? I'm trying to think. Well, I mean, Lucas C was quite. I'm sorry, not. There was Lucas Alexander's, which was good. But I actually, coming to think of it though, like this track that you just said there, Jesse's track, doesn't need anything doing to it. So, and the other tracks don't need anything doing to it. So in that respect, they really should win because, you know, there's other tracks that I really like, but I kind of, you know, for example,
in their current state, I wouldn't sign it immediately as they are.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a couple of other tracks that I like. Oh, if they did a bit more work on that, if they did this, it'd be great. And we still might even take those and do something with them. You know, they might come out Weapons of Mass Destruction or something like that. But
like
I think
we've done with Dungeon Funk, you know, like there were people who had tracks like Dennis Quinn and like Lucas Alexander that were not picked in the final sort of 4. But we still ended up signing them. So I think also, you know, if I think of Lucas, he's working, so he's got that other track we want to put out, and we've been talking about him about doing maybe like a split EP with Incas. So you know,
that could really work. So yeah, I think that's a good way of looking at it. It's like even though some people may not have made the cut for the Track Assassins EP, there will be some opportunities to feature on something else on Dungeon Meat or one of the sub labels, maybe Slabs, for
Exactly,
example.
and even thinking of the Frederick Anthony track, I think the cut.
I really like
the
that one.
edits,
I think
yeah,
that's dope. It just needs a little bit of a haircut here and there, short back and sides, boom, and it's sorted, that one.
yeah. There's another thing. Like we also like to play tracks before we sign them.
Right.
So
Road test.
in a case where something has things, maybe we're a bit back and forth. We're happy to do some extra A&Ring on them, and you know, I think that's so. It's definitely a win if it's not the track Assassins. But I feel like we need to go with our
Instinct.
sort of instinct, and
Yeah.
you know, that Jesse's tracks definitely
Yeah.
stood out for me, and
Okay.
I like that there wasn't anything like it in the rest of the tracks,
Cool.
and I think it's going to be a nice addition. So
Is that what we're saying then?
Yeah.
Are we pretty much there with the track list of the Track Assassins 2023 competition?
I think so.
If we put it at that, I'm happy with that because I think that's a really strong record. It's 4 really good club cuts that will definitely cut it in a club, and we've still got some off cuts as well, which we can represent and we can A&R a little bit as well. So it feels like quite a fruitful competition in that respect. So we've got a really solid EP, and we've also got some potential bits that we can feed into some other projects as well. So
I agree. So what are we saying?
I'm happy with that.
So if we have to announce the 4 winners of the Track Assassins competition, we have Timmy P from Buckinghamshire in the UK.
Woo.
Well done, buddy. You smashed it. We have Mance from Utrecht. Respect, slamming track, sick. You brought that sort of deep house, soulful vibe into a really chunky, proper dungeon-y, like slamming beat, basically. And then masterclass of murky dungeony affairs with Pimp C, aka William Casedo.
Work tip.
Sick. And then Jesse Merlin from Seattle took it.
Came in the back there, last track, swooped it up, scooped up the little.
Feel, slammed it. And I'm really happy that Jesse won as well, because he's been part of quite a few competitions.
Okay, nice.
And he's been a member of the community for ages. And I know he's a wicked producer, and he definitely showed up right this time. And wicked. So buzzing.
That makes me happy. It's nice to have somebody from across the pond as well in America as well, featuring on the label.
I mean, we like to have Dutch, the Dutch and the UK peeps, but it's nice to have some American blood.
It doesn't matter where you're from if you've got the chops, and we're up for it. But it just seems that the water and the seeds and the things that are bearing fruits all seem to be over these sides at the moment for us. But well done, Jesse, for representing the US and bringing something from across the pond. So we're excited to hear more from you as well.
Definitely, and I also want to give a little shout out to all of you guys who have submitted tracks. We had 74.
A big shout out, a huge shout out to everybody.
Big shout out. There's even there were some tracks that are fully finished and they're wicked. I can think of there was this producer called Im, and he had a really wicked track, but it was just a little too much on a different style that we would have signed on Dungeon Me. So from the moment, instead of I think every track that we selected this time, we could sort of find the dungeon in it, if there's such a thing to say. But I think that Im track was super wicked. So big shouts to you. There's so many other ones who actually deliver some really interesting tracks in different genres. But big up yourselves. It was again a really good one. When we did the Dungeon Funk competition, we had 130 tracks, and actually a lot of people tried to make a similar type of music somehow without concerting each other. They just ended up doing kind of more of a tech house roller kind of thing, and it just didn't hit the spot for us.
There was more misses than hits, let's put it that way.
Yeah, but we're really happy that there was quite a nice range of tracks this time, and where we're buzzing. We'll definitely be doing another Dungeon Meet competition at some point. Watch this space out for sure. And anybody of you out there who's watching this on YouTube for the first time, I'm Brother. I host an online community of DJs and producers through my Patreon. As you can see down under, this is where you can check us out. We have a Discord. It's super supportive.
What's it called?
The community is called Interweaved. I might have to rename the whole thing to like Interweave rather than Brother, but it all started with my brother page on Patreon, and it's grown into this amazing community. It's super supportive. There's no trolls. Everybody is really like respectful. There's people from all around the world. People who have connected through the platform, through chatting, and through this competition. There's also a lot of people who had their tracks signed onto other labels, either from people who are part of the community who have labels, or afterwards they reuse the tracks for something else. And that's the other thing. Doing this competition is great because it helps people to just work towards a goal, and they finish tracks, and they have in the end like a product that they can use. And I'm really proud of this concept because, out of creating this space and this project, people have gotten to work, and they got creative, and they got to create something that without this just would have never happened. So all these new music kind of happened thanks to this whole project, and I think it's amazing.
I think it's great as well, man. I'm really proud of what you've created, Sammy. I think it's really positive, and it's really brought a lot of joy and happiness to a lot of people, and also giving them a lot of direction, a lot of knowledge, a lot of support that people need. It's not always easy to access the kind of knowledge and support out there with so much stuff there, and so many cul-de-sacs of information and stuff like that. You can get direct to the point. If you like house music, if you like electronic music, then Interweaved is the community that you need to be part of. Everybody's really supportive. Everybody's really on a level. It doesn't matter what stage you were at in your production and stuff. Everybody's got time for each other, and I just think it's a beautiful thing what you've created, and I'm really proud of you, mate. So well done for that.
Definitely, everybody's welcome. The whole thing is, once you join here, you can, this can be your space. It's not a teaching platform. I'm not doing tutorials and stuff like that. I'm actually trying to create content for you guys that elevates you, and having webinars and inviting people, creating competitions, giving you sample packs and whatnot. But yeah, I think I'm going to be doing this for the foreseeable future. And big up everybody in the chats that has been watching. Mance, Ben Lloyd, Be Fair, what's up? Just everybody out there. Salami as well. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Cheers, Tris.
Welcome, man. Anytime. It's always a pleasure to be part of this, and I look forward to us getting the record out. I look forward to the next competition, and I look forward to seeing some of you guys maybe on the dance floor out there. We've got a busy summer, and there's lots going on, so hopefully we'll see you with the strobes and next to the speakers. So stay tuned. Keep around the Instagram page. If you're not a member, or if you haven't joined or liked or followed the Instagram page, make sure you get over there and follow us. And just keep on being creative and keep on beating that meat, Yeah.
The 5-knuckle shuffle.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Big love, everybody. Big love, Tris.
Peace.
Big up yourselves. Peace out.
All right. Bye.